Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. This is another cast being brought to you by Tatsuya TMA. We are seeing another ranked game here. I am playing Galio. I will say I actually was going to pick Eve. She is very, very powerful mid that I've been playing lately. I didn't even realize how powerful she was until actually Worlds, and I saw her being banned a bunch and decided to give her a shot to see why she was getting banned, and realized why she's so powerful. Hopefully you'll see a cast of a game with her pretty soon, but you'll see a cast against her right now. So there Eve actually had first pick. Picked Eve. I had called mid. It is my preferred position. I was going to go Akali, but let's go through these matchups real quick. So we have myself as Galio versus Eve in the mid. Up top we have their Irelia versus our Misfortune, because why not have a double AD carry team? We have our Ashe and Nunu versus their Taric and Sivir. And in the jungle they have Rengar, we have Kha'Zix. So yeah, I was going to go Akali, but with MF being up top, well, we needed a little bit of beef. We had Nunu, so I wanted to, rather than have Akali who's more of an assassin, not necessarily beef, wanted to add a little bit of beef to the team. So I went Galio, which I've never played in ranked before, but I've played a lot of them in normal. So we shall see how that goes. I also wanted somebody that could withstand Eve, because she snowballs real hard. Her burst when she gets a freaking lag. Alright, her burst once she gets a DFG is just unreal. So some standard play here. Garden blue, guarding red down here for the enemy team. No invades. Actually, don't see. I haven't really seen a lot of invades at the elo that I'm at, but occasionally you get them. It's always good to guard. So one of the things, if you're laning against an Eve, that I did here is I called an MIA literally every single time she went invisible. Missed the last hit, pretty sweet. Yeah, so every single time that she went invisible, I like to call the MIA. Thought that there might be some action going on down here. Nothing. Reason being, myself especially when I play Eve, what I do is I like to play the mind game. So I'll consistently go invisible in the lane. I'll make sure to back off, go invisible, come back in, last hit some minions, back out, go invisible. Eve looking to take Galio on 1v1, throws down the ignite, but the flash and the ignite go down. Is it enough? Drops a pot, but enough damage goes down on the Eve that I pull away with the first blood. So that's good for me. That's good for the team. The last thing that we want is an Eve to snowball, because her ult, the AoE ult, just absolutely can destroy in a team fight, especially since it has the slow. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that does not happen. One of the things also that, as you'll see, I'm about to go back, realize that Wraiths are up. Kha'Zix is nowhere near them, so I'm going to take the Wraiths. One of the things that I saw, what I've been trying to do watching the World, and what I suggest everybody do whenever you watch any type of pro players play or anything like that, if you have a position that you really want to get good at, watch the best ones in the world and watch to see what they do. Froggen from CLG EU is one of the craziest mid farmers I've ever seen. I mean, he had something like 350 CS in 20 minutes as Karthus. That's absolutely crazy. Bring me to that, I wanted to ask a question for everybody to comment on, which is, who do you think is the strongest AP mid in the game? there was a lot of talk. Reginald and some others say that Karth is the strongest, and he keeps getting picked up, especially from that from the global ult. But he lost a lot of games during Worlds, and I just was not impressed with too much of the Karth play. I say that like I'm the best AP mid in the world, but I'm not. But just from seeing it, Orianna had a very strong presence. She was absolutely destroying teams, and Karth just wasn't. Applying down some harass here on Eve, trying to hit her with anything that I can to try and get her out of the lane. I didn't see where she was, so I didn't want to push up too far forward. As you see, she is going up top, pinging for that MF, but I called the SS. So SS, just in case you didn't know, means MIA. It's easier to type than MIA. Eve looking for a pre-6 gank. Don't think that they're going to put enough damage down. Oh, and Eve takes some damage there from the turret. I don't know why. If you're playing Eve, one of the things you should do is, unless there's just an absolutely obvious overextended lane, you really should try and stay in the lane until you at least hit 6 so that you can get that slow and really adds to the burst. Once you get the DFG, and that's Death Fire Grasp, once you get the DFG and your ult, I mean, you can burst almost anybody down in the game. Eve being smart here, tossing a ward down. I have no wards, that's bad. It's one of the other things that I realized watching the Worlds tournament is that there's a lot of everybody on the team buys wards. It's awesome, and it's one of the things that I've been trying to do is if I go back and I have 75 or 150 extra gold, I'll buy a ward and drop a ward. Nothing much going down anywhere else. Taric pinging that this Rengar's coming up. Fall back and play it safe. Now, my flash, I believe. Yeah, my flash is down. If my flash was up, I definitely would flash ult this Eve. But it's down, so I can't. Let's take a look at nothing too crazy on items yet. I am, let's see, 42 minions to 26 minions, so I'm shutting this Eve down pretty well. Galio is definitely a good pick. If you can play a Galio, it's definitely a pretty safe bet against most AP, since you stack that MR. It makes you way more powerful in terms of damage as well as survivability, so you can kind of stand in and fight a little bit. Hey, look, I'm getting the Wraiths again. I was going to get the Wraiths, but Kha'Zix pinged for blue. Like a good jungler, he gives a blue. So, yeah, Galio is definitely a very underused and pretty powerful mid. Especially if you need that extra beef and a decent initiate on your team. He has his ult, which will, it's just an AoE taunt, and does a good amount of damage. The other team isn't super AP heavy, so I won't necessarily just buy MR items. But between Nunu being beefy and I'll definitely build some health on him as well as some MR. I'll be able to stay in for a decent amount in the midst of team fights and survive for a good amount of time in there. How's bot lane doing? Ashe 45 CS versus Sivir's 34, so that one's winning. MF's 57 versus Irelia's 44, so we're definitely looking good all around. We have almost a 2,000 gold lead, which is pretty dominant at 9 minutes in. With no dragons, no turrets down, so that's not a lot of global gold. Each of those objectives is around 1,000 gold added, so if we had picked up an objective or two and really say much, that just shows how much we're out farming with this 2k gold lead and 2-0 lead. So go us, go Team Purple. MF putting some nice pressure on Irelia. Oh, we're going to see a dive here. MF takes a turret hit, but will not be able to put down this Irelia. Irelia having the stun as well as a decent amount of... Seen some action, missed the Q. Rengar tries to stealth and walk away. Jumps back in, Kha'Zix flashes out, the ult goes down on the two of them. Eve flashes out, hate spikes. Throws down the ignite, and I'm going to have to walk away from this one. Names of abilities, Resolute Smite. I don't play him enough to remember the names of abilities. Trying to catch this Eve, missing the Resolute Smite. Unfortunately, Kha'Zix did not make it out of that one alive, and we did not get any kills. But we still have a pretty good gold advantage, so wasn't too worried about this one. Bot lane continuing. Nunu and Ashe is definitely a great combo as well. Ashe has that perma slow whenever she hits the Q. Oh, Nunu taking a lot of damage. Stunned by Taric, and Sivir popping a little bit of an early spell shield. Now they're chasing. Oh, the arrow goes down. The Nunu ult. Taric getting destroyed by Ashe while sitting in the Nunu ult. Nunu picks up the kill. The ult goes down just in time. Might be seeing a dive. Kha'Zix sitting on the other side here. He can jump over and try and put down, but Nunu and Ashe are just a little bit too low. And Eve coming in, seeing the two low health targets, but revealing herself in time for these two to hopefully get away. She's chasing. She's chasing. Nunu Blood Boil too strong. Takes an unnecessary turret hit, plus a Nunu ball to the face. Nothing's quite as bad as an Orianna ball to the face. And I will just continue to free farm mid. Now 88 to 46. 3,300 gold to 2,700 gold. Nice 600 gold advantage on her. If we look at some item builds here, you can see I went for that early Chalice and Catalyst. And then, look at me getting Wraiths again. So if you are on the mid and you're going to go take the Wraiths, the best thing to do is to see where your jungler is. If he's at Wolves, not looking to gank anywhere and moving his way across the mid lane, he's probably going to go over to the Wraiths. But as you saw, he was down bottom. Wasn't exactly doing too much, and by the time he gets over there, you know, he should be going over to secure the red buff, not going over to Wraiths. So by the time he finishes that red buff, he should be or Wraith should be back up. And the jungle's for everyone. It's a friendly place. Sometimes. Keeping the harass down on the Eve, trying to not let her get anything. Missing my Resolute Smite again. So I would be completely dominating her if I hit some more of these Resolute Smites, but missed another Resolute Smite. But I haven't played Galio in a little bit, and it's a little bit of a weird skill shot to hit. Plus she's quick. She's got the boots of mobility. So I'm going to blame it on that. Yeah, let's blame it on that. Now I'm feeling very strong with the Catalyst, the Chalice, another. I haven't finished out my my Merc Treads yet, but I do have that Null Magic Mantle. Rengar ulting, looking like he's going to jump down. Boomerang Blade hits. Oh, and the massive amounts of damage on that Nunu. He just absolutely drops down. Took some damage in the meantime, but ugh, that Rengar burst is just unreal. He got hit by that Sivir Boomerang Blade, dropping him down. Rengar just absolutely demolishing. I missed a kill at some point. I don't know when it was. Taking Wraiths. 'Cause that's what I'm doing. Trying to just absolutely dominate this Eve with farm. She's trying to come down here and take Wolves, but decides against it, I guess. MF crushing Irelia. Apparently MF is a good good counter to Irelia. She does have that range, so she can stay away and do stuff like attack her from range, which is good. If you can shut down an Irelia, that's good, because Fed Irelia is that's GG. And you know, she better get nerfed. Ha ha ha! Old jokes from 2011. So funny. He's keeping this nice and warded. Pinging for the attack on Rengar. But Kaz just going to come in, take some farm, walk away. I don't mind him taking that because I've been taking his wraiths all game. Granted, he wasn't around, but still. Ashe arrow down on the Sivir. We're gonna see a Nunu ult. We see a Nunu ult. Ashe laying down some damage, trying to keep him slowed. Kha'Zix ults and jumps in. Seeing some tower dives, some massive damage going down on Taric, and they pull away with the kill. Kha'Zix obviously, what has he evolved? He has just evolved his leap. Tis the only thing, that's so that he can jump in and out. They are a pinging. We're going to see a dragon fight here. Rengar jumping in, taking tons of damage. Oh, and Eve puts down the Nunu, but the Galio ult goes down. So much damage. Chasing down the Sivir, making sure that she's down, knowing that Eve is going to go down. Rengar should go down easily, and the Resolute Smite for the double kill. A 3-for-1 exchange plus a dragon. Team full of scrubs, absolutely showing their dominance. Call it full of scrubs because this is a solo queue, so you just kind of assume that it's going to be scrubs, but it's not. These people are actually pretty decent. It's always nice when you get some decent players in a solo queue. It can kind of mean the difference between, you know, winning and losing. Because when you play better, you win, and when you play worse, you lose. I don't know. Oh, Tatsuya TMA, what a resolute smite you have. Missing it on one minion that's right next to you. The base fake. These wraiths never saw what was coming, but MF says no. Gave that last hit to MF. Because a Fed AD carry, either MF or Ashe, is good. Sivir spell blocks the ice ball. Still tons of damage going down. She wants a kill. Oh, and Kha'Zix comes in for the kill. We're going to see a double kill here. Look at that kiting by Ashe. Staying in, taking a little bit of damage, but being sure to keep them in as she saw that Kha'Zix was coming down to secure the double kill. I love Kha'Zix, by the way. He's awesome. His ability to just jump into fights and just unleash damage is unreal. He's in and out. He's got the stealth. I honestly, you know, Rengar is very powerful, but I like Kha'Zix better than Rengar. Oh, we're seeing two attacks go down on Nunu. The Ashe arrow comes in a little bit too late, a little bit too much damage for Nunu to survive through. Somebody's pinging me in the game. I don't know if you can actually hear that or not. Oh, tons of pings go down. Uh-oh. Time for a fight to go down. The ult pulls in two of them. Two down, and Ashe trying to stay in this, stunned by Taric, unleashing damage on the Sivir. Oh, Galio, will he go down? He has barely any health left, but he tosses the shield on himself. Taric doing everything he can to secure a kill, but he just can't do it. Oh, 14-4. That was a Nunu died, but we pulled off killing 4 of them from that. Yeah, Galio ult absolutely murdering there. Just in case you don't know Galio's abilities, since you don't see him too much, Bulwark. Galio shields a friendly champion for 4 seconds, increasing their armor and magic resistance by 30. Each time the unit suffers damage, Galio is healed for 25, plus ability power ratio, pardon me, plus 51, or bonus AP, minus 20% healing for each consecutive hit. So what I did in that fight was, right when I was nice and low, shielded myself. I actually shielded that Ashe in the beginning of the fight to try and help her out to survive. But then, once it came back off a cooldown, shielded myself, which allowed me to stay in, fight that Taric. I was just waiting for that Resolute Smite to go down, wanted to stay in, secure that kill. Didn't know if I was going to make it, but I did. Yeah. Now, I bought 2 pinks. I'm going to pink both the bottom and top of the river. Reason that I did this is so that I can actually see if Eve leaves through the river, either here or here. I will see it, so not only can I call the MIAs, but I can also say which lane she's going to so that the other lanes can feel nice and safe. I should have done it a little bit earlier because we're a little bit out of laning phase with 2 turrets down. Like a good jungler, he gives up blue. Pardon me, I'm going to mute myself for a second while I take a sip of my beverage. The reason that I muted myself is because Nunu goes down. Apparently Sivir goes down. Oh, and the volley goes out right as the stun goes out. So Ashe secures another kill, making her unstoppable. We have a 5-0-3 Galio. Just in case you were wondering why I did that, it's because Eve, very low health, just killed our MF, and I didn't know where she was going back. So I was trying to blind hit her. I was singing songs or something. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I muted myself. This has nothing to do with the game. I muted myself when I took a sip because I don't know if you know this, but hearing the sounds of somebody drinking or eating is terrible, and it's disgusting. So I muted myself for the sake of all of you, because I care about you, because you watch my videos and either like them or don't like them, but you still watch my videos. So yeah, cool. I've also realized that the videos that seem to gain the most popularity right away are the Rengar looking to do some damage here, but I'm just a little bit too beefy for him. Toss the ult down on this Rengar, making a mistake right there. Thought he could come in and take me, just is not fed enough. I've already got my my Abyssal, which does nothing to stop Rengar, because that's MR and he does physical damage. But that Catalyst, I'm just a little bit too beefy. Galio is just naturally way more beefy, meaning I could take some damage there. Allows Kha'Zix to get in, tosses the ult down. Don't mind using my ult on one person when I know that there was 2 down here being pushed on by Nunu and Ashe. Gonna try and catch this Irelia. The Resolute Smite goes down, but she flashes out of the way. Oh, and the surrender goes down. Team Purple wins the game. That was a face crushing. So, like I said, if you've been seeing a lot of Eve now, that I've definitely been seeing a lot of Eve. I think that Galio is a great matchup for her. Also, just a reminder, feel free to comment. I want to know who you think the most powerful AP mid is. Like I said, in the world, saw a lot of Karth, but I don't necessarily agree with that. He's great if he gets fed. That global ult can definitely do some damage, but I just definitely think that there's other people that add a little bit more to the team. So let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Why are you still watching the video? It's over. It's victory. It's victory and over, but I miss you all, and I love you all so much. Okay, bye for real. For realsies, bye.